What is up, guys? This is Kobe here, and welcome to episode 7 of Road to Endgame. And I am here to celebrate because, wow, I'm recording this video on the 5th day of the week, and these videos usually report 1 week, so I gotta fit these last 2 days to be 1 week long. But that's completely okay because I got a lot to talk about and discuss as well anyway. So, I did mention the goal for this series, right? It was just to get to, like, Hilla. I'm pretty sure I wanted to get to Hilla, that'd be the end of it. Well, unfortunately, bad news for that right now is I don't really know who the hell I want to run with, because the one party that I could have potentially formed is currently running with stronger dudes that I don't usually boss with, and they are in a clearing party. So right now, that's still kind of just in the air, but that's okay because I'm not exactly strong enough to run Hilla anyway. So that's completely fine. But what is also really cool is that I legitimately feel like, even at the stage of the game, I'm making satisfactory progress. A lot more than I thought I would. It's I don't know if it's because of good RNG or I'm just playing a lot better than I normally would or what, but I'm impressing even myself along the road to this little series here. We started off and we were only barely able to solo normal Lucid, and to be quite honest, hard attack on normal Lucid right now, it would still be a struggle because, well, bombs are really annoying, but I still feel like I would be able to clear without really as much struggle as last time, just because of how much stronger I've gotten. I've done another battle analysis, right, and I actually broke 2 trillion in 40 seconds, while my first one was like 1.55. So even then, we've gotten pretty much almost 30% stronger. I mean, I've got temp stats. I got temp stats. When I did the first BA in episode 1, I didn't have temp stats. But just taking that into consideration, though, even with the temp stats, or even without, I still have gotten at least 20% stronger than I was in the first episode of the series. And that's absolutely insane. And it's only been going on for like a month and a half or so. More so a month and a half, yeah. So a lot of crazy things has happened. I did a lot of things that I didn't really record on video after the Burning World transfer, so I'm going to go ahead and talk about it a little bit and show you guys what I've done that you have missed. My Paladin has successfully come to Luna, and due to that, I have broken the old accounts union level. This one now has a much higher union. I say much higher, but it's 19 levels higher. It has a higher level union level than the old account now. Raid power is probably a little less because I have less 200s on here. The old account had like 26. This one only has 20. And my Paladin is here, so I did gain 4% buff duration from putting it here, as well as 80 strength. I got my Vac Pet key, so now I get to officially main my Vac Pet. So with that, I have gained 10 attack from that. And those are really like the main things that came out of Burning World. And then of course a couple things in the coin shop. I did use the red and the black cubes. Those didn't really give me anything, but the bonus potential cubes, those were a ride, a big one at that. So the initial plan, right, was to purchase the meso face, or not meso face, the drop meso earring on the first day of the transfer, because, you know, I would have the money to be able to purchase that on the first day of the transfer. But I kind of got a little occupied. I had 12 bonus potential cubes. I had one that I bought previously a while back. I had one from Fairy Bros, and I had 10 from the coin shops. So I figured I have a 6% attack weapon. I'm going to use this on the weapon. I highly doubt I'm going to get anything better, but I'm going to go ahead and give it a shot. I used the 12 cubes. I got nothing. I got worse than 6% attack. And I told myself at heart, I wasn't going to keep that. I don't want to keep something that is not what I used to have. I'm not going to use these cubes and end up with less damage than what I started with. So I went ahead and bought 10 more cubes, right? I went ahead and bought 10 more cubes, 500 mil down the drain, because I bought with Maple points. So after that 500 mil, I got nothing again. Didn't have for it. Bought 10 more. This time I only paid 400 mil. Used the 10. I got nothing again. Not too great. But the last package The third package of 10 cubes, I spent a total of 1.4 bill doing this. After 7 cubes in that package, my weapon tiered up to unique. So we take the 12 cubes from the event, the 20 cubes that I got purchased and didn't get anything, which is 32, and then the 7 cubes from the last bundle. So it took 39 cubes for this to tier up from epic to unique. The average is about 50. So what that means is I managed to tier up my weapon at an above average rate, and I am extremely happy about that. So it turns out, you know, I ended up being 1.4 bill less to purchase the meso face, and you know, I would be able to get that kind of money for a while, right? It's a little tough. Also, I forgot to mention, 2 cubes later I rolled this. I rolled pretty much nothing when I tiered it up, but 2 cubes in, I just got 1 line of attack, and rolling 2 lines of attack is extremely hard, so I figured I'm just going to keep it as it is. I'm not really going to bother with it anymore, you know? 3% attack is still a pretty decent damage boost, especially with how attack kind of weighs compared to like damage and stuff like that. So I'm definitely not upset. I like the line on the potential, and it's going to be kept like that for a good chunk of time. Whether I'll cube it again or not depends on if I feel like there's going to be a DMT in January like there was this year and last year, and I'll probably start saving up for it. But as of right now, it's going to be that, and I'm going to leave the emblem alone for a while until that could supposedly happen as well. Emblem is more important than the weapon because I can always purchase a new weapon. But yeah, I think I'm probably just going to do the emblem first anyway. Anyway, so 4 days later after that, it's currently day 5, and I got all the money back and more. I had the 600 mil from Scania. I had 600 mil, and I just transferred that, and then boom, I'm over here sitting at 4.1 bill. And the best part is, the blade that I made, the blade is still not sold. It's still intact. I haven't even bothered to sell it yet. As a matter of fact, I'm going to show you guys the blade right now. My Paladin has successfully transferred to Luna. I got Absols for it and all the things, but I've been too lazy to toad everything to it, so I'm just wearing the straight up clean Absols. I'll wear all the toads a little later on, but I am wearing the 9% and 10 attack CRA. So I got much better CRA now, and this definitely did increase my stat by a lot on the Paladin too. So Paladin is slightly stronger, and it's going to be even stronger once I get out of my lazy center and actually transfer the items that I have for these onto these items here, which I don't know why I haven't already, but it is what it is. Anyway, final product, here's the blade. U-potted, 17 star scored. I gave the blade to this character, I U-potted it, and then I tried to cube it with the yellow cubes from the Union shop across like 5 different characters 15 times because they were getting pretty costly and I didn't really have a lot of coins, but there are a lot of garbage lines, and apparently 15 cubes does not do the trick for anything. That's the best potential I rolled in 15 cubes, so I feel like I'm probably not even going to bother to cube it anymore, and that's just going to be that. So I equipped it on the dual blade so it can become a karma item. I got a P-Sock. I spent 200 mil on Scania to be able to purchase a P-Sock with Maple points. So I P-Socked it over to the Paladin, 17 star scored it, and then I P-Socked it again, ready for it to be sold. Now, apparently this is a strat that a lot of people might have had in mind to be able to do, and because of this, the prices of blades aren't exactly that good. I'm over here talking about in the last episode how I'm gonna make 3 bill from this blade, just a whole lot of money and stuff like that. But little did I know that is not how much I was gonna be making. Maybe if I wait a little bit, I'll make 3 bill. But for the most part, the lowest the blade will probably sell for, average, is maybe 2.3 to 2.5 bill. In my honest opinion, that's not necessarily that great. But I'm going to be looking for everything that the blade would have, and of course the lowest is 2.3. This is basically better than the potential I have on mine, and 2.3 would probably be the point I would put it at to sell it. checking in what's already sold though, the lowest that sold was 2 bill, and this is probably some guy who, oh, that's not even 6% attack. This is 6% attack. This is 2.1, but it has 15% damage. So I'm not sure if whoever bought that might have kept it or not. But judging by what's shown here, okay, this is 9% attack epic. This could have sold for so much more. The main pos not even that bad as well. So whoever sold it for that price is ridiculous. But yeah, as of right now, compared to the blades that have currently sold at the prices they've been sold for, I feel like even 2.3 would be like, yeah, you know, yeah, I wouldn't exactly expect it to sell all that much, right? But at the same time, this is the cheapest 6% attack epic bonus pod that's on here, and it's worth 2.9 bill. I really wanted to roll like 2 lines of attack or a line of attack and a line of boss, but it just wasn't coming along, and it's just been really unfortunate. This is also worth close to 3 bill. So I think because mine does have 6% attack, and compared to the ones that are currently listed right now, my blade could potentially be put at a better advantage, but I'm still gonna wait a little bit because I'm not in a rush to sell it anymore. I'm gonna wait so they're at least 2.5, drop it in there, and see if I can sell it for about that much. Overall, not the best idea to take advantage of a UPA and a 17-star scroll. I could have 17-starred something else for profit, potentially, or I could have just used it for personal gain. I'm not sure what I would use it on though, other than maybe an item for the bishop. But UPOTs could have been sold for up to like 600 mil for service. It could have been a nice little money maker from that. But I'm just gonna have to deal with what I got, and I'll work something out with it. Best bets are it just sells for 2.5 bill and it's away from my inventory forever. But I'm gonna go ahead and do the deed real quick. I'm going to be buying the earrings, the meso and drop earrings. I've been waiting to do this for a while now. So let me go ahead. Let's look for potential drop, and then meso is gonna be down towards the bottom right here. Boom, 3.6. Dang it! They were 3.5 not too long ago. I missed the 3.5s. It is what it is though. We're gonna go ahead and purchase for 3.6, and that's that. There we go. Perfect. Alright. I have an extra 20% meso obtained now, and I'm gonna go ahead and sell my drop rate ones because I don't really need them anymore. They are worth 214 mil. I can just put mine up for 210. It doesn't really matter all that much. I like how they have 36 luck on them, but I couldn't really care too much for that stat. It doesn't really matter. So this puts me at 60% meso obtained. I'm 2 pieces of meso gear away from 100%. So what I'm missing right now is a pendant and either a ring or an eye. I think I'm only gonna buy 1 final piece of meso gear and try to make my last with either just mainly event cubes and whatever free red cubes I get, or just anything. I really want to see if I can actually make another item again. I know the tier up rate to legendary is extremely low, but you really have to give it the shot. And the pendant I plan on buying is actually a buddy's pendant of mine. So this dude, he's trying to go after hybrid gear, right? You know, he just has pure meso gear, pure drop gear, some of that, and he wants some more of hybrid gear for his farming. And he's willing to sell me his pendant that is 20% meso and 15% strength for 3.7 bill. And compared to market prices, you know, I could buy a 20% meso pendant for 3.4 bill. That's fully tradable, like the one he's selling me for 3.7. But they don't really have strength on them. And if they do, it's 6% all stat for like 3.4 or even 3.6 bill. So since he's offering me this pendant for 3.7 bill, I figured to myself, why not? I'll probably go ahead and buy it. Which will probably then have me sell the blade next week, or at least try to, just so I can have the money to be able to purchase said pendant. Which at this point, I thought I was going to purchase 2 pieces of meso gear this episode, but after spending 1.4 bill on cubing my weapon, it's not exactly gonna happen. If I still had that 1.4 bill, I would have just went ahead and started listing the blade right now. The blade would sell and I'd probably buy his pendant. But he does want a few days in advance so we can actually save up the money to actually buy a new hybrid pendant. So I just gotta let him know whenever. And then once I purchase the pendant, it's no more meso gear. I don't really care for drop gear besides the earrings. The earrings I definitely do need the drop for. But other than that, that's basically gonna be it. I'm gonna just start farming. I'm gonna actually, because I have 60% meso right now, I'll go ahead and equip everything and just go into farming mode. I have a wealth pot, I'm pretty sure. This is gonna be such a waste, but I'm gonna use the wealth pot and I'm gonna farm for like 6 minutes and then do a BA for that long. If I farm for longer, then I can go ahead and do that, I suppose. I mean, I do have 2x coupons I don't really exactly want to put to waste. So if I do it up and during a 2-hour farming session, then it is what it is, by all means. I'm going to open some of these. This is probably going to be impossible to find, but I'm going to look for a Core 6 map. I just hope that a bunch of people who were at Core 6 might have gone over to Lehman by now, just because of how much Lehman has been buffed. And there were definitely a lot of level 255 plus players at Core 6. If I don't find a Core 6 map, I'm going to restart my game because I'll have changed channels so much. And I'm just going to go back to Deep Core 5, which is the usual map that I'm usually at. If I do find a map, I'm probably going to kill mobs for like 10 minutes without popping anything. I really would like to not have anything interfere with the session, aka crashing by changing channels so goddamn much. So I just need to test the waters before I pop everything. No channels. I mean, I expected that. I just figured, you know, a miracle could have happened, right? Anyway, we are on our way to Deep Core 5. This is Deep Core 5. And I figured, screw it, we're going to do 2 hours here. So I do have 2 hours of EXP coupons prepared. I've got 1 wealth. And I actually have an hour of Union wealth as well. This is 50% meso additive. It's not multiplicative like the wealth pot is. So what we're going to do is we're going to do our first hour without these coupons. And then we're going to do our second hour with these coupons. And then we are going to see what the difference is, how much we make off of the hour, and or how much we make in the first hour without them and how much we make with them. I'm not going to make any predictions with these yet, or not at all. I'm just going to see how much they increase it by because it is additive. But I'm going to go ahead and just throw a random number here right now. The meso I will make 1 hour with my current gear, 60% meso obtain, will probably be 60 mil or the high 50s, but I think it's going to be pretty close to 60 mil in 1 hour with the wolf pot. So why don't I go ahead and test it out? Okay, so I managed to do an hour and a half before my game crashed. I don't know why it did, but it just did. So the first hour was with wealth only, and I pulled 55 mil in 1 hour, and then I was using the Union coupons, and the 30 minutes that I did test a little bit before I crashed, it was estimated to be around 70 mil in that 1 hour if I finished. So using these 50% meso rate coupons brings my rates from 55 mil to 70 mil. So that's an extra 15 mil an hour. That's not necessarily too bad. I'll probably save up on coins, and then eventually I'm probably gonna start buying them weekly, because my daily coin gain right now is like 260 including the dailies. So technically I can get like almost 1.8k coins a week, and I only need 1.5k to purchase 10 hours a week of these. But the thing is, if I do want to get EXP, then that could also be a problem. So I'm just gonna go ahead and save up for a little bit. I'm gonna start grinding here pretty soon. When I say soon, I mean like probably within the next week, because then I'll be able to at least afford my or at least afford the pendant from my friend. But now I am gonna claim that 200 mil because my old earring sold in the auction house. 817 mil. depending on if I want to train even more with the yellow coupons, the wealth ones or whatever. I could be at 1 bill by tomorrow. I could be at 1 bill by tomorrow without training because I still have whole young weeklies I gotta do, and then just the regular dailies will bring me up to 1 bill after I do like Ursus and stuff. So not too bad. So after like weeklies, I'll pretty much be really close to having the amount of money, assuming I start selling the blade then. As a matter of fact, I think I'm gonna just go ahead and get rid of that thing. I'm gonna put it up for 2.5, and I'm just gonna keep it at 2.5 until one fateful day it eventually sells. All right, bro, it's up, it's up.
Whoa, 6 drops time.
Six drops. Dude, look at what we got, guys.
Yo, we got a fucking dick.
That's insane.
Oh, I'm so pissed off, man.
Done.
Alright, I'm done.
Nah, it's not
No,
decent.
nothing.
I got a shard.
I think you got nothing.
Oh my
Yo,
god.
Who would have thought? Who would
Let's
have
go, dude. Holy
Yes.
simple.
thought?
Nothing.
Let's go,
Nothing.
Oh
Nothing.
my god.
Okay, time to
Actually,
give
really
base,
nothing.
Time
Ah,
to-
my lungs feel like burning.
Really, oh shit.
Did we get anything?
Yeah, cute.
I got an achievement.
Wow.
Oh, we got something.
Wow, nothing again.
Okay, drop it so I can flame it. Oh my god.
Let's go.
This is the hell
Wait.
world.
I'm ready.
Okay.
Holy symbol is, huh?
Graphics so
Okay,
much.
I'm putting it.
Oh,
We got something.
oh,
Desperado.
Desperado,
Desperado.
Desperado.
That's
Yeah, I mean, that's something.
Yeah.
Okay, at least okay.
Oh!
Huh?
It's got tier 6 on it.
Ooh.
Oh, nice. We not the flame.
Okay.
Hurry, hurry, hurry!
Look at red.
Fantasy,
red, red,
fantasy,
red.
fantasy! Oh, cannon!
Oh,
A cannon!
Oh, that's
no.
like 1 bill.
Got a
I think.
cannon.
Something.
Ooh.
Yo, that's a pretty good cannon.
Oh,
What?
I thought that was E7 for some reason.
What did you get then?
It's a
Link
It's
it?
T5.
Can you link it?
Nah, he's just gonna look at it.
Let me see what you thought was T7 real quick.
Wow, see,
Oh.
Oh my god, that would have been
Oh,
hella
pretty
good if it was like T6 at least. Alright, I just want to say right now, some time has passed. It's been a minute. I've got 4.2 bill in my inventory, and that's because my blade sold at a price that I'm not proud of at all. I think next time I try to have an idea of making an item and reselling it for a price that I think will do well, I'm just gonna scrap it and probably use whatever resources for other things that might be more beneficial for some of my other characters, because this is kind of not too good looking. I don't like that price. But it also really hurts because of the dual blade nerf that was announced, and blade prices noticeably dropped. Who knows if it's gonna get reverted? Honestly, the class kind of deserves it. I'm sorry, dual blade mains. Fuck you, I hate you. But it's all good. No, don't take no offense to that. Anyway, because it might take some time for the ring to sell, my friend's ring to sell, and I can't buy his pendant until his ring sells, he just suggested I might as well buy another pendant. He was offering me a 3.7 bill pendant that was 20% meso obtained and 15% strength. So I'm looking down and I'm seeing 3.8 for 18% strength with 20% meso obtained. So I figured, I've been checking some of the other prices and whatnot. These are all around 3.8 and it's like 18% strength and whatnot. So I think I'm just gonna go ahead and purchase the one with the let's look through these again. I'm just gonna go ahead and purchase this because this is the 18% main pot. If I felt like keeping the bonus pot, I would, but I don't really know if I want to. But it would just be nice to have for like Dark Knight training, and you know, just going out and about. And if I wanted to transfer to another character, especially a strength job, it'd be nice. Which is maybe why the off stack could be much more preferred. But I'm mostly gonna use this on my Dark Knight, so it doesn't even matter. So, run the pendant. Bought it. I am 80% meso, and that is the last piece of meso gear that I will be buying. Alright, I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. This is probably the worst episode I've ever recorded. And it's been 2 weeks. Like, how does that make any sense? For some reason, it's just like, I'll record something, and then I won't record for a few days, and then I'll record again. But basically, I thought I was gonna release this last week, but really, it was just gonna be like a whole thing about me talking about how I killed Hard Lotus and stuff and whatnot. I feel like I've talked about that enough. To myself, at least. I need to push that aside and go for the next goal. But, you know, just going through with that and then talking about how I'm gonna get stronger. And I've already mentioned before, my next step is my secondary. I've bought every single piece of meso gear, and I've kind of been on a constant, steady grind. Nothing too major. I'm only really doing about 2 hours a day, enough for 1 wealth pot. I'm also been, oh yeah, excuse the keyboard situation at the moment. I'm using a really clicky keyboard, and I don't have a perfect stand for my mic, so this is a temporary keyboard. I'm gonna get like a quieter one just because I'm not necessarily a fan of the keyboard noise in the video and whatnot, but anyway, we're gonna go ahead and look in the shop here, and as you can see, I've bought out some Union Meso coupons. I thought I was gonna do about 4 hours today, but I ended up doing 2 instead, so I have 4 in my inventory, which I'll just do another 2 hours later today, since I am trying to make like a 2 hour a day quota, which is usually enough for about 5% EXP if I'm not using portals and stuff. And that's what, you know, with the Spirit Pendant and stuff. So it's not good EXP in my honest opinion. I feel like I can make much more than just 2.5%. But considering I'm primarily farming meso with the coupons active, I considered it just free realm. We have a Typhoon Potion coming to us next week for the Union Arena goals. I made it to top 20%. It's not officially over yet, but I think my score officially solidifies at top 20%. So I hope I made it there. There hasn't really been any Union Arena content on this channel because I really don't consider that content. I just consider the rewards content. So I'll just go through those. But anyway, I've been saving up these. I figured I'm not going to be buying coin gemstones anymore. I'd much rather just farm them and then just use them to level up all my skills. So I'm at 65 right now. I'm not sure when I want to open them. Probably when I get at least a couple hundred. I've also got 2 of these. I'll open these for the spider skill and whatnot. But yeah, we got 2 bill. So far so good. The farming's been going nice. Per wolf pot with the Union coupons, I make like 150 mil in 2 hours. So that average is like 75, maybe even like 76 mil an hour with these. They're additive, and they give me like an extra 15 mil an hour. So without them, I'd probably make like 60 mil an hour, which is still really good. Don't get me wrong, but without them, I'm going to be entering stuff like polo portals, and if I'm going to be doing that, then I'm going to lose at least like 1 mil for every minute I'm not trading. So it's probably going to be going more towards like 57 mil within 1 hour of grind, which is 114, 115 mil per wealth, which once again is not that bad. And I've also been saving up so I don't have to buy wealth potions. I've also been saving up on my Juniper seed oils. I've got 78 of them. I got really lucky and I opened 39 from the Rudibus pouches. So I'm just like, okay, that's cool. You know, hopefully I don't have to buy anytime soon. But this is good for like 21 wealth pots at the moment. And I currently already have like, what, 6 in my inventory? So I have like 27 hours of wealth pot. Or 27 wealth pots, not 27. I have 54 hours. I've got my recipes. Where are my recipes at? Right here. There we go. Wealth pot recipe. You can see the name for it though. Wealth pot recipes. I've got 4 of them. Whenever I want to make some wealth pots, I'll go ahead and use them. Right now, I don't need to make any. I'm going to keep up on my 2 hours a day, 5% a day, up until next week. I'm going to get the Typhoon Potion. I'm going to hit level 252, probably in like episode 9. And then once I hit 252, judging by how I'm currently going with the grind, I'll try to amp it up to about 4 hours a day. If there's a day where I can't do 4 hours, I'll just do 2. But I really need to try and pick it up because my main goal right now is to be able to hit 255 in November. I'm just off at a slow start. you know, getting back into the grind and stuff again with the 80% meso obtained. We got 4 pieces, and then that's just that. So what's gonna happen for the episodes starting next week? We're gonna be having the full moon party event. It's gonna be a 5-week long event, and it's gonna give event ring Meister cubes. And with the amount of coins we get, I should be able to buy 20 of those per week. So what I'm gonna do is, instead of saving up 100 or enough coins for 100 of those cubes, because you can only buy about 100, I'm gonna buy 20 every week at the end of each episode, and I'm gonna cube my Tenebris ring. I figured the only areas I use this ring in are Dusk and Dojo, and that hardly even matters. I want to tier this up, and I want to make it as a piece of farming gear. If I tier it up before my face, then it's gonna be a piece of meso gear. If I tier it up after the face, which will most likely not happen, then it's gonna become a piece of drop gear. Unless I roll like 3 lines of strength on it, and it becomes damage gear, and then it replaces my chaos ring, which would also be really good, because well, it could either replace my chaos ring or my deep dark, but because I value the crit rate at the moment, I'd probably just replace the chaos instead. The only thing I would replace the deep dark with would be a 22-star Meister ring, but that is so far into the future, I'm not gonna talk about that right now. But anyway, that's basically it. These next couple months will just be grinding. The main objective is 255 on the main, hopefully by November, and then 235 on the bishop. I am expecting a haste event this fall, but with how full moon party is scheduled, I don't think it's gonna come until November. Because right after full moon, we're gonna have Halloween events, because this event is 5 weeks long. That's pretty long. I'd imagine it'd only be like 4 weeks. But we're gonna have some Halloween events going on. There's a chance that we'll have a Halloween themed haste, but something tells me we might have haste right afterwards. If we don't have haste right afterwards, we have haste immediately at the start, then I really gotta rush for that 255. So I need to make sure I farm a little bit more EXP over time, just in case, to be a little safe. You know, I gotta make sure I'm up to speed with the EXP that I'm getting. All I really care about right now is making sure I hit 252 next week. Alright, resets in about 13 minutes. It's gonna end all of the current events. There's also going to be a patch at today for the full moon event. But I'm gonna go ahead and get on my bishop. I'm gonna revive my second pendant. I need to see if I could transfer my Xenon link and stuff. I can't. I gotta wait till reset to do that. Then I'll see this character's complete range. I'm about to link some skills on it as well, because I'm about to run hard Lucid and hard Damien on this character after reset on top of that. Yes, I've heard all about it. The shell nerfs. They've reverted him once, but unfortunately, I really do feel like they're not going to revert them this time around. They made sure clear in the little patch notes for the balance that percent damage reduction skills will work as intended for everything, and shell should not be meant to guard any attacks. If they do revert the change though, I'm not gonna complain, because you know that's gonna be good. You know, I'll be able to continuously guard like bombs and screen cracking, so I've never been to will on a bishop before, but it is what it is. Also, I do want to note that starting next episode as well, I'm going to be losing profit of 140 mil a week, because they're going to change Ursus. They're going to make it 3 times per Maple ID. It is no longer 3 times per world, it's going to be 3 times per ID, so I lose the privilege to run Ursus and Scandia. The reason why this is happening is because it's just been gaining a lot of traction recently. I don't know if it was because of, I mean, it's clearly not because of me. You know, that'd be crazy if I'm that much of a figure for the game, right? I've played. But it's been getting crazy, and they're just like, okay, we're gonna have people not gain as much money as they feel like they can. They're gonna start breaking down on ways to be able to increase the value of Meso, and I believe Ursus, the reduction to make it 3 times per Maple ID, is going to be their first step. So on the other hand, while that's happening, the money I make on the Soul Master will primarily be used to fund my bishop, which will just be towards like arcane symbols and stuff. Also, for the event ring Meister cubes coming, since they're per character, I get to buy them on my bishop and cube this ring. I want 2 lines event, that'd be nice to have. There's many options I take on it. 2 lines event, meso in int because I'm gonna be grinding on it soon. Or I'll take a hybrid meso drop or even 3 lines event. There's plenty of options. Take a look at that. These arcane dailies have been paying off. I'm 16.6k stat without my Xenon link. So I think with my Xenon link, I'll be able to hit 17k. That's really good. Unfortunately, I do need to hit 17.5 for the new prey threshold, and I want to be able to hit that without the 5th job Maple Warrior and Weapon Puff. But that should happen really soon at the current pace I'm leveling my symbols. It's only probably a few more days, I suppose. It shouldn't be too long before I hit 17.5. But then on top of that, I still have to cube my Chaos Ring. Once that's done being cubed, I'm also going to gain a lot of stat off of that. And then once I start training this character for the high level symbols, there's going to be even more stat off of that. So, I'm chilling. But I think this is going to be the end. I know reset hasn't hit for me to link my Xenon link. But I think it's going to be the end of this episode. And I'll get back to y'all in episode 8 next week. We're probably going to bring back the weekly trends again. The reason why there wasn't an episode last week is because I didn't really have much to present because there wasn't much I was doing in the game. Even right now, I'm just grinding, but at least, for the next coming weeks, I'll just show, the cubing progress when it comes to my Dark Knight and my Bishop's event rings and stuff. So, stay tuned for that. And then you'll see my Dark Knight's progress in just grinding in general and how much money I have saved up for the secondary. And we'll just take it from there. Thank you guys so much for watching. Wasn't really too much going on this episode despite me having 2 weeks to record it. But that's how Maple is. I guess people were telling me, making these things on a week-to-week basis can be a bit tough because you just don't always make gains every week, especially at my point in the game. These kind of upgrades take time, but at least I can show you guys the progression to getting certain upgrades and whatnot. But that's about it. I'll catch you guys in the next one.